All right. What's going on? What's going on? Um, Colorado Buffaloes fans. Coach Prime landed a huge transfer here. You know how I am with the SEC. He got somebody out of the SEC again. This player, they were recruiting prior, but he decided to transfer to Tennessee, Boo Carter. So Boo Carter announced on his social media that he is transferring to Colorado. It says, according to Hayes Fawcett, breaking Tennessee transfer, defensive back Boo Carter has committed to Colorado. So he's already made it official that he's transferring into Colorado. So I want to go over some of his stats and stuff like that. And yeah. So this is let me just look at something here. Transfer portal. Okay. Bring this up. Yeah, that's a pretty good pickup here, I think. So we're gonna see what it do next year. But he's trying to recruit a bowl caliber team here. And as you see right here, according to the transfer portal on Rivals on 3, Boo Carter name is right there from Tennessee to Colorado. So he made it official right there. His name is up there. And this is a safety. And it's ironically enough, we just another safety from Colorado just hit the transfer portal. So Carter Stockmeyer is going out, and he's a safety, right? Didn't he play safety? And now Boo Carter's coming in. Boo Carter's for sure, I think, is going to be the starter at the safety for sure. So hopefully that's a replacement for Shiloh Sanders. Because remember, like I said, they have not replaced Shiloh Sanders. So hopefully that's the replacement right there. We'll get into Boo Carter's stats in a minute. But so yeah, he made it's official right there. He got 4 stars all across the board. Industry 4 stars, transfer 4 stars. So this is a really, really good pickup here that they had to spend some money on. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure they had to spend a little money on this one. Um, so they got a little something at their disposal to get who they want. Um, so yeah, this is a pretty good. Excuse me. This is a pretty good pickup, I think. So we're gonna see, man. I'm not all for the hype anymore. I'm not gonna hype the team up or anything like that. I'm just talking news. I'm just straight up talking news. And I'll give credit where credit is due. I think this is a good pickup here. This pickup didn't surprise me though, because he has a relationship already. They had recruited him before. And anytime I say when a player gets to Colorado and talk to Coach Prime will seal the deal. So I knew he was going to seal the deal here with Boo Carter because I heard that he had a visit there. I said, oh, he's pretty much going to get him. So I'm not at all surprised by this situation right here. Boo Carter. Let's see. Let me take a look at some of his info here. Orlando Boo Carter, defensive back slash safety. He also wanted to be a two-way star. He also wanted to play a little wide out. But so we'll see if he do this here at Colorado. And via Tennessee, he's 5'11", 200 pounds. He's from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He was highly ranked 4-star recruit out of high school and Mr. Tennis and in Tennessee, Mr. Football in the state of Tennessee. So he was Mr. Football. So this is a pretty high profile transfer here. Let's look at his college stats for a second. His tackles, the total is 63. He had 44 solo tackles, 19 assisted. He had 2 sacks. Tackles for loss, 7.5 per reports. 1 interception, 3 pass breakups, and 3 forced fumbles. So, I mean, I could be a little off on those numbers. That's just from my research on what I see here. What else is going on? Let's see. In 2025. So let's look at that. Total tackles 25, 16 solo, 9 assisted. He had 1 sack, forced fumble 3, pass breakups 3, no interceptions. Punt return. He had 11 returns for a total of 145 yards. He averaged 13.2 yards on that punt return. Yeah, so he contributed as a punt returner. So maybe we'll get him as punt returner as well, showing explosive open field ability. Now, in 2024, this was his freshman year. He had 38 tackles, 1 interception, 1 sack, 12 punt returns for 198 yards. He averaged 16.5 on the punt return. His freshman season was his most statistically impactful, particularly in coverage and returns. So what they're getting here, they're saying his strengths: he's versatile, defensive back with experience in coverage, run support, and special teams. He exhibits the physicality in tackling and forced fumbles um, relative to his playing time. He's shown the ability to break into plays and contribute on punt returns. Now, I don't know if I want to get into this. But I mean, I guess it's just reporting. So his sophomore season at Tennessee, he saw a limited defensive production compared to expectations. Off the field, locker room rumors and disciplinary issues reportedly factored in reduced playing time and eventual dismissal from the Tennessee program. Not sure how not sure how accurate that is. He's transferring, so I don't know. I think he could have went back. Yeah. Well, it said here he entered transfer portal after leaving mid-season. Now, somebody gonna have to confirm that with me. Did he leave mid-season? Somebody got to tell. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Um, Actually, I could find out. I definitely could find out if that's the case. But yeah, man, his skill set. He uh, physical tackler. He can get forced fumbles. He can return the ball on the punts. So yeah, man, it's a lot they could do with him. Now, some of the people are saying that he's let's see. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't want to get into that. No, I don't want to badmouth nobody. That's just what they're reporting. I don't want to report on that. Yeah, I don't want to report on that at all. Um, because he's getting a fresh new start. So I definitely don't want to report on anything crazy. Told you I'm players first. So I definitely don't want to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. Let me see what else they're saying. Yeah, I definitely don't want to. Yeah. But anyway, he got a fresh new start, transferring into Colorado. Hopefully everything pans out, man. Hopefully everything pans out because they're going to need it. They're going to need it, actually. This is a very crucial. Oh, he did stop playing for them. He's a baller. He just needed a fresh start, right? His mom always wanted him to go to CU, but he chose Tennessee. Yeah, so that's why I'm not going to get into the other stuff because this is a fresh new start, like I said before. So it's a clean slate, right? He obviously have the potential. He has the talent and the potential, right? Sometime this is what I said with other players. Sometime it takes a little the maturation process. Sometime it takes a little maturing to come into your own. Sometime a player coming to college and he's already mature. He's already, not only is he a gifted player, some people come in and mature already, like a Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs, very spiritual person, very religious person, right? So he was already grounded. Some people, it takes a little bit to mature. Some people, they just mature faster. That's all. Sometimes it could take 2 years, 3 years away from home. But Colorado should do him some good because he's away from Tennessee. He's up there in Boulder. And all he has to do is go make plays now, which he can. He's one of those players that I know Coach Prime had mentioned. He's looking for people to make the play. You know what I'm saying? He's expected to make the play, make big plays, turn it into something, right? So he has that ability from the I unfortunately I can't show the film here, but I watched this film. And I watched this film back when they were recruiting him before, the high school film. But he went on to Tennessee. But I watched his high school film before I went live, and I watched some of his film at Tennessee. So yeah. Um, so I like what I see. Obviously, very good player, punt return, stuff like that. He's fast. He's athletic too. Very, very extremely athletic. More so than the average football player. So we're gonna see if he got some big shoes to fill with Shiloh. They had because, like I said, they had a hard time after Shiloh left replacing him. I think they got the replacement, but I think he's a DB though. He could be DB and safety. I'm not sure what he's primarily going to do on defense. He's going to be DB or safety, well, whatever, vice versa. But whatever it is, it looks like he's going to dominate. Coming from the SEC, he has some experience at. The reason why I mention the SEC all the time because that's the league that produces a lot. It produces a lot of players. And when I say that, I see people getting pissed when I'm saying it. So people listen to me. Oh, what do you think about these players that they saying, oh, the SEC and like other people can't play? I never said other people can't play. Never said that. I never said other people can't play. Because if I was going to play football, I would have went to Rutgers. You know what I'm saying? I would have went there back in the day. But I just quit football for personal reasons. And that's not in the SEC. And I'm not like I know I could play if I really want to put my mind to it, I could have back then, but that's not the path I chose. But I'm not saying that other conferences that the players can't play. I had just said they don't remember when I said, "Hey, Jerry Rice came from somewhere else, right?" We know where he came from, the HBCU. Air McNair, Steve Air McNair came from the HBCU. You know what I'm saying? And a host of others. Walter Payton came from the HBCU. So yes, there's other conferences that produce NFL players. Um, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, like I said, I'm not really getting too deep into anything else. I'm just reporting on the news. I'm not hyping this thing up at all. If I will, if I maybe I will watch, maybe I won't. I don't know yet. I'm not sure about this. Um, it just got a sour taste in my mouth from other things. But as far as the news is concerned, this is a good pickup. Very good pickup, and they also got a 6'7" tight end. From my understanding, I'm going to look at that. He's right under Boo Carter's picture. I'm going to get to him in a second, but they got a 6'7" tight end. He obviously had the size. They've always had size in the tight end position. They just really didn't utilize the tight end. And that's a fact. They really didn't utilize the tight end at all. They did utilize the tight end the Heisman Trophy year with what's his name? He was one of the players that stayed around. I forget his name. He was a tight end. They moved him to tight end. He was a receiver, but they moved him to tight end. But he transferred out. So they did, and he did get a lot of key touchdowns on that run that they had. So they did that, but last year they really didn't utilize a tight end at all. When Mateer was there, they didn't utilize him at all. But hopefully with this go-go offense, they'll find a way to utilize a tight end. But he's a big size. They had big size tight ends before, 6'6", 6'5", 6'4". They've had the size before. So, but 6'7" is a really big size though. That's really big size. I didn't watch his film or anything yet, but if he's coming in there, that means they think he can ball. Um, so yeah. But what I had meant was with the other divisions, there's levels to this, right? That the the pros look at. They look at a lot of players from the SEC in the Power Five, Power Four, well, Power Four now, I guess is what they call it. They look at players there because it's a lot of competition. When I say SEC, I'm talking about the Georgias of the world. The Alabamas and the Clemsons and all that. These are teams that has been proven to be really dominant in the past. That's what I mean. It's just competition. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. When you go to like a lower level division, there's good players there, but I want to know who they facing every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you facing? And I think that matters. But you can dominate anywhere. So, that's not saying that you can dominate anywhere. But as far as like everything else goes, it's football players everywhere. Um, it don't matter. Like I had somebody told me a long time ago, and I agree with this. I even said it too. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you have talent, they're gonna find you. It doesn't matter where you are. Um, you could be University of Virginia. They produced DeBrickashaw Ferguson. New York Jets, all-time offensive lineman, DeBrickashaw Ferguson. He came from the University of Virginia. So you can get him anywhere. Doesn't matter. So I just wanted to say that. So if you're gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm gonna stay positive. I'm not gonna get into that. What position does he? Safety slash CB, DJH, safety slash DB, and he had left Tennessee early, had some issues there, but he got a fresh new start at Colorado. So he got a fresh new start, and that's what it's all about, man. He just come up there and just represent. He'll probably if he have a really dominant season, he's one and done. He'll be done after this season if he has a really dominant season. Yeah, if he have a really dominant season, this is a big platform still, even though Colorado only won 3 games last year. Um, let me tell you this. They only won 3 games last year, but they still have a big platform. And I'm gonna tell you this, if they get the right players, that can make up for the coaching. If they can get the right players, because the coach, they're only good as the personnel that they have on the field. If your personnel don't want to play for you, then there ain't nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? If your personnel's out there jacking up, like not playing like they supposed to, it ain't nothing the coaches could do. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, we were talking about Livingston. A lot of people saying, well, he's trash. I think he should get fired. But we didn't say that when Travis was there. Everybody was bigging him up. Yeah, they were bigging him up when things look good. But when things look bad, okay, now they coming for his head after one season. No, 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 no. Let's give him to this season because they're getting some key personnel in now. They got the guy from Tennessee. Okay. Texas. They got the linebacker from Texas. They got Boo Carter in. They're getting a few other players. They're still beefing up those trenches. Now we're going to see what he's about. Now that Travis is not there. Now that Shiloh is not there and all the others. Let's see what he can do with this group that's coming in. So you got to give him a chance. Last year, I would say I wouldn't judge the defensive coordinator on that year. Last year, I just think the locker room, they had locker room issues. You know what I'm saying? That's what I honestly think. And looking on the outside end. Now, let me explain what I mean by looking on the outside end. Because when I say that, he's like, well, he don't know anything. He's not an insider. I know. No, let me say what I mean by that. I never thought I would have to explain something like this. Looking on the outside in means I may not can't see how I look from other people's perspective. Sometimes I may can't because I can't come outside of myself and see it. You have to have some deep introspection to be able to do it. Not everybody has that ability to look outside themselves in retrospect. A lot of people can't. They just think their shit doesn't stink. And I'm talking like that. But if you look at you have the ability to look at yourself, well, you know what? I am doing this. I am doing that. The optics doesn't look good. Um, you might think everything looks good and roses, but on the optics may not look good to everybody else. So perception is everything. I'm talking about my perspective looking at you from the outside on what I see. And when I see doesn't look good. It didn't look good last year. That's how I know they weren't gonna win. I know DJH, but I can't prove it. I can't prove it. I bet you, and you know the crazy thing is, I bet you they thinking the same thing I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? And when you have a representative, let me tell you this, guys. They have a representative from that school that talks down on people. I wouldn't play for them either. I might sabotage too. I might. If he want to talk down, okay, well, we'll see then. We talk down. Okay, we'll see. We'll see because I got my check. So we'll see. That could happen sometime. That could happen. Um, a lot of people think because of who they are, who they perceive they are, right? A lot of people think because of who they perceive they are, because they're getting so much attention and this and that, they might perceive themselves a certain way where they feel like they're bigger than that that the average person, and then they feel like they can talk down. That's my perception of this team, and that's why I don't even really want to talk about them anymore. But I'm just gonna still talk the news and stuff like that, and maybe talk NFL. I'm a little like disgusted with like um the coaches. I am. And I never thought I would say that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the perception I have. You know, and here's the crazy part. This didn't even come from the coaches. This came from the representative. He's making them look bad. And it really put a bad taste in my mouth for him to be so condescending to players that's outgoing. That put a bad taste in my mouth. And this is not coming from a kid. You know, this is not coming from somebody. This is coming from somebody that's Coach Prime age. I'm Coach Prime's age. So I'm not a child. I'm not a young man either. Yeah, I'm in their age group. And when you have somebody that represents that organization and he's condescending to a player, say he only have one interception and stuff like that, that put a bad taste in my mouth. I don't even want to represent them. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling that I'm that way. I don't even want to represent them like that. Because maybe they feel like they can do that because of who they are. I don't put anybody on a pedestal in my lifetime. I've never done it. You're a human being just like everybody else. You're not special. You're a human being. None of us know when our last day on earth is going to be. Not one. So you got to understand something. You have to be the example for young people. You have to be the example when you say that, well, this person is, he can be replaced. Well, we know that, but it's just how you say it. And so that's how I stand strongly on that. But as far as like the news and stuff is concerned, I like talking Colorado sports, minus the coaches. That's what I'm going to do, minus them. I'll talk the sports and stuff like that. And I want to see if they get to a bowl game this year, you know. But mostly all the players, I was just looking at it, like mostly all the players that this is going to be a whole new team with the exception of like maybe Caleb Mathis and his brother, and a few others, JoJo Williams. And let me tell you another thing what happened. You know, I have 2 shows, right? You say I thought you were younger than Prime. No, I am younger than Prime, but we're in the same age bracket. He's in his 50s, I'm in my 50s. You get it? We're in the same age bracket. Yeah, we're in the same age bracket. So, you know what I'm saying? We're in the same age bracket. I'm retired. If you didn't know, I'm retired. I actually retired from I used to be an environmental scientist. I'm retired now. I retired early. Yeah, I retired in my 40s. Yes, I retired in my 40s. I'm talking about legit retired. I retired in my 40s. And so yeah, I look at this in a different way. I see when that's why yeah, now actually hold up. I retired, but I'm still working. You know, I had the ability to retire early. And now I'm doing work for myself, and I'm getting ready in the process of starting a new company. I have one already, but I'm not there. You know, it's in Virginia, but I had to be back up here to take care of my mother. But so I got a medical delivery business. So I'm technically not retired. I'm just you know, now I'm working for myself mostly. But that's my background. So I look at things in a different perspective. I'm an older gentleman. And I look at these players as kids because they're kids to me. That's why I say kids all the time because they're kids to me. I'm older than some of their parents. Right. So it's not that I'm trying to be disrespectful or anything. It's just that college football, guys, it's a business now. You know what I'm saying? It's a business like anything else. These players, they have to treat it like a business. And check this out. I saw an interview. It was a really good interview by what's the reporter name? I forget his name. It's not DNVR. His name is he's a beat reporter for them. He's really good. He just had an interview with one of the incoming players. And you know what you know what he said? I forget the interview, but the kid had a hoodie on. He was talking to him. And you know what the kid said? He said, "Yeah, I worked my way up and stuff like that. And when I got to my university, he said, "Look here, if you ball out here and do what you got to do here, a big name is going to call you." That's what the coach told him from his other university. He said, "If you ball out here and do what you're supposed to do," because this kid, he just really started playing football in 2018 because he's from another country and he transferred in. He's like a success story. He transferred in. He only been playing organized football since 2018. And sorry, I had to sneeze. He was only playing organized football till 2000 since 2018. 18. Three technique. He can run three technique and everything else. And he said that he worked his way up the ladder. And he said when he got with he started off, I think JUCO or something. But when he got to his university, the coach said, "Listen, if you ball out here and do what you got to do and really ball hard, a big name is gonna call you. You're gonna get your opportunity." And guess what? Colorado called him. Brian Howell. Thank you, Elijah. It was Brian Howell. Thank you. That was a really good interview because he was saying, "I worked my way up, I learned the game, and I got all these sacks and stuff like that." And he led his division in quarterback hurries. And now he said that he's right. The big name called me. So Colorado is that big name. Even though they only won 3 games, they got a huge platform. And when let's say if you ball out at Colorado, an even bigger name might call you. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a business now. And it's we all have to look at it. It's a business because I see things as business because I run my own business, just like like some of you in here. I see things from a business perspective. So when I hear a representative, he's talking in a condescending way to the outgoing players. the optics doesn't look good. It doesn't. And the crazy thing is, it didn't even come from one of the coaches. It didn't. The coaches didn't even say it. It's one of the representatives that introduced himself and said that I'm in these meetings. I know more than the average person. And for him to say that, that means that that's a representation of the whole program. Did you know I had a parent of a high profile player? They don't even realize this. He's high profile. He's like a nephew to me. I'm not going to say who he is. They were after him. They were. They were after him. And I'm not going to say which. I'm probably going to give it away. Um he didn't have a visit there though. He didn't have a visit. He was being recruited, I believe their first year. He was being recruited. And I'm not going to give it away cuz you'll figure out who it is cuz he had some injuries. And it's her nephew. And it's her son, excuse me. No, her nephew. Her son is in high school. Sorry, I got it wrong. I'm getting old. Her son is a high profile tight end in high school. I know they're aware of him. I know they are. And if let me just give you his attributes. He's just like Tony Gonzalez. If you ever know who Tony Gonzalez is, he's just like that. He played basketball and he played football. And I think in college he wants to do both. He wants to play basketball and football in college. So he's being recruited that way as well. But I think most people want him to play football because he's a tight end. But she also has a nephew that's highly high profile. And the one thing that they look at, the one thing that her sister and everybody look at is the program overall. First, they look at the curriculum. Are they going to get a good education? How quickly they can get their education? What is it going to cost? How much going to come out of their pocket? There's a lot of things that they factor in, but the one thing they factor in is the whole program surrounding the coaches. Are they good? Are they good people? Are the people around them good people? Do they talk bad about the players? They look at all of that. And so yeah, I'm just saying that it's very important, man, how you treat the players going out because there's musical chairs now in college football. Um, Even when her nephew was being recruited, they were saying that to him, like, you come here, build yourself up, sky's the limit. If we can't help you, somebody's gonna help you. If we can't give you what you need, somebody else will. But you can come here and build up and help us out. So that's how people are recruiting it now, actually. Like, yeah, we may not, if you come here ball out, we may not give you the big package that you're looking for, but you certainly will go get it, if you do right by us here. And one thing I want to say is you never, burn a bridge. That go for the coaches too. Coaches move around a lot. We saw it with Lane Kiffin and other musical chair coaches going around the league. Even with the Washington coach and, the outgoing Michigan coach, another coach came in. This coaching changes all the time now. It's just a business. That's it. Now with the kids, since they're getting paid, they're treated like many NFL players, some of them. Now, some of them do get stuck in the portal. And I want to say this as well for the players. Nothing is perfect at your program. You might have issues with coaches and you might have issues with playing time. But one thing that you don't want to do is burn a bridge. You just want to just keep your mouth shut and, speak up for yourself when necessary, of course. But then, be assertive, be vocal. Because some coaches, they might test you just so that they see if you're vocal or not. You know, um, Coaches do that all the time. Are you vocal? They want to test you to see. But, don't disrespect the coach. Because I heard Coach Prime say that a player said, he wanted to coach the player, and the player said, "No, I'm good." That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be disrespectful. I would take all his coaching. Especially if I'm a defensive back, I'm gonna take everything, even if he tell me how to tie my shoes a correct way. Because everything matters with these professional athletes, even how they tie their shoes. I remember coach was saying to the team, he said, y'all need to tuck your shirts in because if you get to the NFL, you're going to get fined a lot of money. So you need to tuck your shirt in. You need to tuck your jersey in, even during the game. So he's telling them this, and he's not telling them to try to overrule their life. He's trying to help them out. Because when you get in the real world, you just can't disrespect anybody you see. You have to have a level of decorum when you just remember the university paid you money to play football. So they're expecting you to be a professional. They're expecting you to go make that play. They're expecting you to get that interception whenever it's needed because they're paying you now. You're now an employee. They're paying you. So you have to show up on time. I heard it was a story last season that two players didn't come back from break on time. Yeah, I know that too, Casey. I was gonna get into that too. They might have a choice, but it's business, right? That's the business of it, Casey. They might say your services are no longer needed here. That's the business. It's the business of football. They got to cut costs. They need your instead of paying you, they go pay somebody else. Okay. But it's not meant to be taken personal. It's a business. But they might need you to get that. They might need you to come back on time. They might need you to come back on time. If he say you need to be back Sunday, you can't be back Monday. You're a professional now. You're getting paid. Okay? Because if you were in the NFL, look what happened to the quarterback from the Patriots brother. He was at a concert. He was supposed to be back with the Cowboys and they cut him. Little stuff like that. So I want to say this to the players. If you have a problem with your coaches, you need to speak to your positional coach one-on-one. If that doesn't work, and you still having a problem, then you transfer. But you still work hard though. You still work hard and you play football because now you're working. You're an employee. You're working. Some people work 9 to 5s every day and they have to put up with a lot of stuff. Nothing is perfect, but you don't want to burn a bridge, especially with somebody like Prime. You don't want to burn a bridge with him. It matters. You know what I'm saying? He can put a good word in for you so you won't be in that transfer portal. He can put a good word in for you so you can go get a check. So I want to say that, guys. Yeah, Trayvon, Marie. And so I just wanted to say that, just be careful on like I couldn't believe the coach said that. I'm like, man, so somebody came up, so he went to the player to try to give him some coaching, especially coming from a DB. That doesn't look good. So you have to listen to everything that he says. No, he has a clean slate. He has a clean slate now, DS. He coming to Colorado. All his stuff is in the past. He has a clean slate at Colorado. He's going to come ball out at Colorado because he has he has the talent. He's going to start. He's one of those players that I know is going to start. He's a plug and play type of player. He's going to start. Okay, Boo Carter. Um, yeah, hell of an athlete. But yeah, I just want to say that to the players real quick. Remember, this is a business. If the coaches yell at you, let me tell you an old school rule about yelling, about coaches yelling at you. If a coach is yelling at you, that means he sees something in you and you pissing him off that you're not living up to your potential. That's what it means. If he wasn't always on you and if you feel like your coach is riding you every practice, that means that he sees something in you. Because a coach, if you're not worth anything, he's not going to say nothing to you. If you're not worth nothing, they just going to try to figure out how to cut you eventually. So just keep that in mind when you get some tough coaching. The tough coaching, they're not going to tough coach you if you ain't worth nothing. They just feel like you're not living up to your potential. And they want to see what they can do to motivate you to get you to your potential. Sometimes that means chewing you out. Okay. You're a football player, you're a warrior. You have to take people chewing you out. You're a warrior. Okay. Sometimes it takes somebody like Coach Sapp to get in your face and yell because your position is so strenuous. You got to move a man against his will. You know, if you're in the trenches, you literally got to take your hands and move a man against his will. That's what you got to do. So you got to be tough. You have to be. You got to have that tough shell because you out there being a warrior. What happens if they play Notre Dame with that mentality? Like I don't care about the if a coach yell at me, I'm gonna just not play football no more. And you got to go play Notre Dame. You're gonna get blown the fuck out. That's what happened this year twice. Twice. It happened twice. Because you guys, whatever, it was the locker room. I don't know what happened, but you guys got blown out. Well, it happens sometime. Let me just say this. Sometimes people do get blown out because I didn't expect Oregon to get belt the ass put on them. I did not. I did not expect Indiana to put belt the ass on them boys. That was worse than belt the ass. That was worse than that. I don't know what it was. Did you? I think the coach was like, "I'm ready to get out of here." He mouthed something like that, like get me out of here." But yeah. So it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, there we go. I don't know why my signal. Okay, there it is. Hope I got the right. Hold on one second. Am I using the right one? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So sometime with the players, if a coach roughhouse, if a coach roughhouse you, right? When I say roughhouse, I'm talking about yelling and really chewing you out. That means either you did something wrong and they keep repeating themselves. It's one of two things. Either you keep getting something wrong and they got to keep repeating themselves, or they feel like you're not hustling to the ball. Did you know the main back when I played this? I played back in the old school. This is in the 19. We as a kid say 1900s. The quickest way that you get chewed out if you didn't run to the ball. And he said, you know what the coach told me? He said, even if you can't get to the ball, even if you're running to the ball, you never know. It might be a fumble and the ball might come your way. And you might be in the right place at the right time. So you need to hustle. So the lack of hustle was the main reason why we got chewed out. It wasn't the mistakes because the coach said, if you're not making mistakes, you're not playing hard enough. That's what the coach said. If you don't make a mistake, you're not playing hard enough. And so when they chew you out, you're a warrior. There's not many people can play football like you guys. You guys are different breed. You're warriors. When you put on that, you see how Shador started putting on that paint on his face. He's a warrior. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it worked. But don't burn no bridges. You know what I'm saying? Watch what you say on social media because everybody's watching and everybody's reporting everything. Yeah, watch what you say. Just thank the university. I thank them for their time, this and that. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the opportunity because it was an opportunity. You guys got an opportunity because you were at Colorado. Now you're off to bigger and better things because of the platform. The platform is that big, even though they only won 3 games. A lot of you is off to the SEC, at a big conference because you were at this platform. You know what I'm saying? I wish some of you could have stayed because sometimes players playing musical chairs. I like the players that stay down. Caden Proctor stayed at Alabama his whole career. He didn't leave. You know what I'm saying? He didn't leave, yo. Like some players do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some players that there's some players you're gonna see get drafted. They were only at one school. And but obviously the nature of the business, you're gonna have players transfer in, like the Indiana quarterback. He went and transferred in. His brother was already there. So he transferred in. But sometimes you're gonna have success stories, but just stick it out. And remember, it's a business now. You're getting paid. And if you get paid, they want you to produce or they're gonna get pissed. Especially if they're paying you big money. If they paying you big money, they expect you to play big. Because look, the bigger you play, they gotta pay you. They gotta pay you. The more you dominate, the more it is. They gotta pay you. Just like the Indiana quarterback, he's a number one draft pick now. Number one. Hands down, he's going to the Raiders. Hands down. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that, some people hitting the portal stuff. Like Coach said, there was a player that hit the portal. He said he did it wrong. He said we're going to have to reach out to the player to make sure he get out that portal. You know what I'm saying? See, you know what that's telling me though? For him to go reach out to the player, that means that that player was a good player. I mean, that player is a good dude. That's what that means. For him to want to help you, that means you solid in his book. That means you solid. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever burn bridges. Sometime in life, there's certain bridges you got to burn. But this type of platform that he has, you don't want to burn that. Because I know people are saying that Coach Prime, this is last season. No, it's not. He's only in his 50s. Coach Saban was in his 70s, but when he retired, the Raider coach was in his 70s. This past season. You know what I'm saying? He can coach for the next 10, 15 years if he wanted to, if he wants to. So I hate that people keep saying this his last year. They just want him to leave. They just want him to leave, but he's not going nowhere if he don't want to. He said coaching is his passion. So he wants to play there. So I mean he wants to coach there. You know what I'm saying? And then one dude said, well, they need another defensive line coach because Coach Sapp can't coach. Let me tell you something about that football player. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Let me tell you something about him. He's too young. He's too young. First of all, he's too young. I know you guys, but Max, you think he's too young. He's too young. He don't know. He don't know no better. Yeah, I know he played with the Jets, but for him, he don't know that Coach Sapp can coach. He don't know that Coach Sapp help people in the NFL with their technique. He don't know that. He doesn't know that. He don't know that Coach Sapp can break film down better than him. He doesn't know that. Obviously, he could break film down if he was one of the best 3 techniques ever. Listen, it does take brute and strength to get to the quarterback, but it had some other stuff that he had to have known. He had to have known. He had to get to where he is. But he can break down film. I know this for a fact. He can break down film. But the players have to seek him out. If I'm a player, I'm like, coach, you got to watch film with me. You got to go seek these people out. You can't just go home and go out to run and then leave. He gonna think you don't want it. So why should he seek you out? He got his gold jacket. Why should he seek you out to watch film? You got to go find him and and tell him that you want him. Like, coach, I need to watch this film. And that's it. That's how it works. You remember you're a professional now. If you want somebody to watch film, you gotta ask for it. You gotta demand it, and you'll get it. So I just wanted to say that. But overall, their stance in the transfer portal now is top notch. I don't know where they're gonna rank Colorado in the transfer portal, but they're up there now. They're up there. This transfer portal is really good. It's really good. Really good transfer portal so far. And they're not even done yet. That's the crazy part. But we went over Boo Carter, 4 stars all across the board. Very highly touted transfer. They brought in Fisher Clements. This kid is, they got him listed at 6'6". Some people say 6'7", but he's 6'6", 260. He's a redshirt junior. He's coming in from northern Colorado. So I don't know. This is not on the. It says Isaiah Hardge is in the transfer portal, as you can see right here. You can see his. Let me make this bigger. Uh, this one I was a little surprised at. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little surprised at Isaiah Hardge. I didn't expect him to be in the portal. I didn't. This one, I don't have an answer for. I don't have a thought for. I don't have a thought for this one. There's no way the coaches told him that they don't need his services no more. There's no way. But I think you know what Isaiah Hardge. You know what I would like to see more from him. I would have liked to see. He came from a good school because I know that school, the high school. You know what I would like to see more from him? I would have liked to see more of him being a receiver more touches at receiver. You said I think he jumped because boo. But you know what though? You know what I would like to see though? Him be a receiver. I would like to see that more. I know he's a two-way player. He's a two-way player as well. He never got yeah. I would like to see him as a well, here's the thing about him though. When Travis and them was there, it was just not enough football to go around. It just wasn't. You had Travis there. You had what's his name there that transferred to Tennessee. He's projected to go in the first round, by the way. All analysts are project him to go late in the first round. Um, so they had that DB. He transferred to Tennessee though. Hood. I'm talking about Hood. So remember they had Hood and Travis there for that Heisman Trophy year. So it just wasn't enough football to go around. And he got in where he fit in. He got in where he fit in, but I would have liked to see him play receiver more though. You know, he's a hell of an athlete, Isaiah Hard. So I was a little surprised by this one, but you said this Boo Carter. Because I noticed some of these players are jumping a little. It's not late in the portal. Let me see, when does the transfer portal close? When does the transfer portal close? Let me see. Let me look at the date here. Today is well, officially on my end is January 11th now because it's over midnight now. Let's see. January 16th. So January 16th, that's the official deadline to enter for most players. Yeah, January 16th, guys, is the official deadline to enter the portal for most players. Now, people that's in the football playoffs, they get an extra 5 days after their season ends to enter the portal. In situations like a new head coach hire, additional special windows may apply, a short period after the coaching change. So, as of right now, for regular players that's entering the portal is January 16th, is January 16th. But then after that, there's additional windows opening for the people in the playoffs right now. They have more time. They have about 5 days, something like that, extra. Well, after their official season ends. So after the last game, they get 5 days. He said, I think Boot Carter commitment pitch to Colorado was to play, yeah, both sides of the ball based on his history. And I don't think Coach Prime want multiple two ways. Um, what's up, Case? You say you expect the Oregon to lose. I saw your comment. But yeah, so he entered. So I think they had a typo when Joe Williams' name was there. His name was there, but I think it was a typo. But On3 corrected it. They corrected the typo, and took his name off because he had said it. I'm not transferring. All right. Oop. Hold. Let me make sure my settings is good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. My mic is still there. Let me bring this back up. But anyway, so there could be more players. We just don't know yet. There could be more internet portal. I have to keep reminding myself it's not the 16th yet. I thought it was the 15th, well, 15th, 16th, whatever. So I keep saying there's more time for players to decide because some people take a little time to decide what they want to do. Do I want to come back? Do I want to do this? It's a lot to think about because if you stuck in that portal, you know, because when the semester start, like you're once you hit the portal, that scholarship is over. Like the money is over. So you got to make sure you get somewhere signed and get some money. So yeah, so hopefully Isaiah Hardge do something. We'll see. But the guys, Boo Carter right here made it official. He told Hayes Fawcett that he is transferring to Colorado. Now, at like I said, at Tennessee, he did run back punts. He did really good at that. But for whatever reason, last season he ended the season early, and here he is. He's here. Then maybe this is where he was supposed to be all along. Now, this kid here, um, as you guys know, hold on, let me show you. Carter Stoutmeyer. Carter, this surprised me too. I didn't think he was transferring. But, Boo Carter coming in. I don't know. I don't know what his decision why he transferred, but he's transferring nonetheless. He's a safety. He going into his senior year. He's going into his senior year. So he is hitting the portal. Carter Stoutmeyer, his dad, Omar Stoutmeyer. I remember when he played. Omar Stoutmeyer. He played NFL. And so yeah, so Carter Stoutmeyer. I'm getting old, yo. Damn. Damn. I remember Omar Stoutmeyer, man. Now his son, but he's transferring, so we'll see what happens. He has some injuries, but he's going in there, going into the portal. I think of the portal, man. I'm gonna have to come up with some type of picture on what my mind think the portal is. Like it's like a portal you're going into like the another dimension. I'm entering the portal, hoping to get beamed up by a team. But yeah, so they got Creed Thomas coming in from Notre Dame. That's funny how we get a player from Notre Dame and then what's his name go to Notre Dame. That's hilarious. That's musical chairs for you, man. This musical chairs going on, guys. We get a cornerback from Notre Dame and we lost a cornerback to Notre Dame. That's hilarious. Like, okay, we'll take your cornerback. We took out, we got yours. Let's see who's better. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they did that. It just so happened it worked out that way that they got a cornerback from Notre Dame, Creed Thomas. This is the guy that gave a good interview, Ezra Christensen. He gave a good interview. Um, he's coming on in, man, to do his thing. Where's Tafiq Thomas going? Georgia Tech. Okay. Yeah, he's coming in from New Mexico State. Ezra Christensen. I'm really excited to see what this player gonna do. Leona Lafau, out of Texas. I already know he can play. So he got one of them linebacker positions solidified. So they are beefing up that linebacker position because they obviously got to stop the run. They identified that was a problem last year. A lot of their problems, and yeah, they doing a good job. They did a good job last year with that offensive line, and they just add a few more key pieces this year. It's the trench play, man. They add them trenches, they're good at this point. You said there's virtue in finishing your career at one place. Ask Steph Curry. Yeah, it looked like he is going to finish his career in Golden State. Like Michael, well, Michael, technically he didn't. He came back and played for the Wizards. You can say his whole career was with the Bulls. I mean, the Wizards, do it really count when he was with the Wizards? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, he played his whole career as a Laker. Um, it's kind of rare nowadays. It's rare for that to happen. You know, it's rare. Somebody that played it their whole career, like DeBrickashaw Ferguson, I was just naming. He spent his whole career at the New York Jets. There's a few other players, but yeah, man, it's college is the way it is with college now. Because think about this though, with college, you said DJ isn't going to Notre Dame. Where is he headed? Where is he headed? You see this? You see his name right there? It says Notre Dame right here. Oh, let me click on his name. Let's see what's going on. Oh, there's no crystal ball prediction at this time. Why they put Notre Dame there though? I'm not bugging. Yeah, it says Notre Dame fighting Irish commit. That's what it says right there. The source, the source is 247 Sports and also on three. Yeah, he's going to Notre Dame. Or yeah, it's Notre Dame. And it's funny because we just got a cornerback from Notre Dame, and now he's going there. That's hilarious. It's like a you said they pulled the offer. No, what happened with on three deleted his name. They deleted it. They made maybe it was a typo. Damn, they getting it wrong here. What's going on here? Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay, I'm just getting I'm just getting home to be honest with you. I didn't realize that it's not happening. I'm literally just like finding this out right now. You said DJ Agent put out a statement. Okay, was it incorrect? Why are they crystal balling them if they made a mistake then? They don't made two mistakes. You said JoJo told them to delete it. Yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping the other day. I said, yo, his name is up there. People say, Max, his name's not up there. I said, yes, it is. His name is there. But then they deleted it. So let me look at something here. Yeah, interesting though. Okay, cool. I stand corrected. It says report that the verbal has been rescinded. Something clearly happened. Yeah, something clearly happened, guys, because they reported it. So they said the verbal has been rescinded. And yeah, you're right. His DJ McKinney signed status with Notre Dame has been rescinded. And I have learned. Yeah, it said that his status, his his signed status has been rescinded. Okay. What is he anyway? Is he a junior? What is he, guys? Is he a junior or a sophomore? Oh, you want me to show the screen that they rescinded? Hold on. Yeah, let me show you. Yeah, they rescinded it. Hold on. Let me shoot. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back up. Um, let me it says DJ McKinney signed status with Notre Dame has been rescinded. And it says at M's Mr. Zenitz. Let me click on that name. Let me see who this is. Is that his agent? Oh no, he's a college football reporter. It says NFL National College senior reporter. So I want to know, did DJ did he rescind it or did they rescind because they made a mistake? He's a junior. Is he so that he could enter for the draft? He could try to go to NFL. But if like I'm sure he want to come back for his senior year though to try to try to represent. Uh, yeah, they. But my question is, you said he's going in senior years. Let me read this again. It says DJ McKinney signed status with Notre Dame has been rescinded. So whoever reported on it, they took it off. Um, hold on, let me see what this. Okay, yeah. So it says defensive back DJ McKinney committed to the Irish, but shortly after that announcement was made, multiple sources reported that the verbal has been rescinded. Okay. Okay, he did. DJ McKinney rescinded it. He made a verbal commitment, but he took it away. So either he has another option or he might be considering something else. Yeah, he rescinded it. Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure. All right. Ain't that crazy? These players have agents. That's craziness. Yeah, so he did make a verbal commitment with the Irish, but he may have maybe got another offer or he reconsidered. Like he reconsidered another opportunity. I'm not sure. It happens though. It happens a lot. Because if I saw five players already in the portal, right? I was gonna start doing portal news, but I decided not to because I did a whole video on three players, right? All of them rescinded. None of them are going to that school. Because I was talking about how what was the person? It was a player from Georgia. So I said, "Oh yeah, he's going to this school." Okay, then I looked again. He's not. He rescinded that offer and he's going somewhere else. More money, more money, more money, more money. I guess you said the school took it away. It said he did. He rescinded. It didn't say Notre Dame did. It said he did. Or it could have been Notre Dame. I don't know, but it said he rescinded though. Now I'm gonna say this. Well, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. You said your flaws will show in the light, and DJ had major flaws. His game was covered up by Travis. He still have an NFL grade though. Go look at his PFF. He still has an NFL grade. He can try to go to draft now. I'm not saying he going in the first round, but he or the second round or the third one, but he might go in the fourth. Yeah, he still has a draft grade though. He does. And he has let me look at it again. Or am I looking at the right person? You know how I am. I be getting players mixed up. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me go back here. No, I haven't. He right. So they about to delete this Notre Dame thing. Um, I don't know what the deal is. Why people don't like him? I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, see, if he's a fourth or fifth rounder right now, he more than likely is reconsidering to go. He's obviously going to stay his senior year and have a fresh new start somewhere else and just try to ball out to try to up that status because he has an NFL grade, but he probably wants to improve on it. Now, in order for him to do that, he's going to have to go somewhere where he's guaranteed to start. That's the thing here. Where is he going to go? You said you surprised Draylon Miller and commit anywhere. Some people might be taking their time, or we don't know if Colorado might be talking to him. We don't know. It could be players Colorado talking to, like to reconsider. Hey, we could do this, that. You never know. But Draylon Miller don't seem like a bad kid, at least to me. I don't know. I don't know him personally. What I'm saying? I don't know. They could say, I don't know. But academically, everything is good. So I don't know. But like I said again, some people they might see a bigger opportunity somewhere. Like I said, Colorado was a huge platform, even though they only won 3 games. They still had that high profile. It's still a high profile platform to play for. Now he might can like, you know what? I did this and this. I'm like Debo Samuel. Shit, he go get paid like Debo Samuel. You feel me? But here's the thing, though. Colorado has money now. How they bringing in Boo Carter? They had to give him over 1 million at least. I forget his valuation. He had to give him over 1 million to come to Colorado at least. You said out of all the players that hit the portal, everyone won't be getting a second or third chance. Well, Indiana took what's his name back, and he's playing and he's about to go to the national title game. They don't believe in second. They don't believe in doing that, even though he playing for a different. Is he playing for a different coach? Did he play for that coach before? How many years has the head coach of Indiana been there, guys? Is this his third season? You said a big donor showed up. I know it was Mark Cuban. You talking about Indiana, right? I believe it was Mark Cuban. That's what people are telling me. I checked Indiana roster and it didn't. You said I did, and I didn't. You didn't see him playing the national title game? I'm talking about what's his name? What's his name? Number 67, Khalil Benson. Yes, he was playing in that. Yes, he was playing when he put belt the ass to Oregon. He helped put belt the ass to him. You didn't see him out there? It had a big Benson on the side of his back. It said Benson, Khalil Benson. Yes, Khalil was out there. He sure was. He was the right tackle for Indiana. So he went back. So it's his second season. So Khalil did play for him. So he did play for him his first year. So he took him back. So why can't Colorado consider other players? They took Benson back. Oh, it's a different coach. Benson been playing well all year. He's going to the NFL. He's going to the NFL. I'm not saying he's going to be in the first round. Benson, he might have because let me tell you this. For colleges to get into the playoffs, even Coach Prime said this. A lot of the people that win the national title, those are a lot of people that go in the first and second round, maybe third round. They go in no later than the third round, some of them. It just depends on what position it is and what they did. But they're gonna get an opportunity. I'm not gonna say they're gonna make it in NFL or whatever. It's up to the player, right? But a lot of these players are gonna get an opportunity because they got so far. Because remember, Coach said they want winners. He said the winners get drafted. He said this. He said it to the team the first or second year he was in Colorado. He said if you look at the top 3 teams that's in the playoffs, these players are getting opportunity. So you got to win. Benson been kicking ass all year. He's been kicking ass. I've been watching him. I've been following him. No, he rotated. He rotated um the tape on these CU players on the defensive side wasn't good at all. Now, I'm gonna tell you who had a good tape for Colorado though. Taufik. Taufik had good tape. He did some stuff on the field that the stats doesn't cover. But you let somebody else tell it that wasn't the case. Hold on one second. It's something he did that don't come up in the stats. Like picking up a tackle that he wasn't supposed to pick up. The hustle. He hustled to get that tackle. Stuff like that is not going to come up in the stat sheet. And being in the right place to cut a receiver, also the receiver couldn't catch the ball, even though that wasn't his man, but he was in the right position to break that up. And he did it one-handed. Yes, he has great tape, excellent tape. He's going to go to the NFL. He's going to be an NFL. Remember, I said it. You're going to see him, and not only watch. Remember, I said this. He reminds me of the honey badger. He reminds me. Remember, I said that. They're around the same height too. He reminds me of the honey badger. He reminds me of Tyrann Mathieu. But the only difference is they're not similar. They're almost a little similar, but let me think. It's like their instinct to be around the ball. That's what I'm talking about. They're always a menacing presence. Even though they're smaller, they're going to disrupt the play. They play bigger than what they are. That's how he is. Tyrann Mathieu, the honey badger. That's his nickname. Who were my top 3 favorite players from past season? Taufik, um, Draylon Miller, and Omarion. And Jordan Seaton. No particular order. Jordan Seaton. Just because he puts in a lot of work in the offseason. He works really hard. He transformed his body. He works really hard. And offensive line is my favorite position anyway. So this is a big man sport. Those are where that's where the grunt comes in at right there. You said Draylon Miller underperformed last year, or maybe the quarterback couldn't get him the ball. You ever thought about that? He didn't underperform when Shador was there. You ever thought about it? A messed up quarterback can mess you up. I'm not saying this kid. And here's the thing: when I say a messed up quarterback, he can play. He can play. He has talent. Um, he it just I don't know if it was just the new plays, the new system. He just couldn't get it. He just couldn't get it. He just yeah. But Draylon is going to the NFL though. He's an NFL player. Now, I remember when people kept saying Jimmy dropped too many balls. I said, no, he's an NFL player, though. He's an NFL player. Draylon's gonna be an NFL player. You know why I say that? Shador put trust in him for him to be one of his receivers on pro day. Shador saw the talent. Shador did. For Shador to have Draylon out there catching for him on pro day, he's a good player. Oh yeah, is the track hawk still there? He had got injured, but I think he's still with Colorado. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Pat's play calling didn't help either. Put Draylon in the best position. So when people say that, well, he only had this, that. No, sir. You better tell the whole story. Because I don't have amnesia. Your play calling sucked. Okay? It sucked. The quarterback, you guys had a quarterback carousel. I don't know what happened. You had a quarterback carousel. That's why Draylon numbers were down. Everybody numbers were down. Omarion numbers were down. Everybody's. You had a 6'5" receiver and couldn't even get him the ball. And he's 6'5". Okay. So everybody number that's why they leaving. I'm shit. I need to go somewhere else now. No, well, the opportunity. Because I mean, think about it. It was a big platform still. It don't matter the games they won. They still got a big platform. You said stop protecting an average player. Tafik's not average. Um, Omarion Miller is not average because when Omarion is not average. He's not average. Remember the play he did after he made the touchdown? He did the drop back and did like that. He's not average. And then coach came up to him. He said, "Son, I don't know how you do it, but you do it." He's not average. No, he's not average. You said Draylon Miller was average. No, coach identified him as Debo Samuel. He's not average. It's just that the play calling in conjunction with the quarterback carousel messed him up. And also, the offense couldn't stay on the field long enough. The defense was tired. They couldn't, and the defense did good in some of the games, but they was tired. They couldn't stay off the field long enough. Here come the look. We third down again. Okay, third down. Okay, fourth down. Let's punt the ball again. Go back defense. Come on, man. I saw the whole I saw I was there the whole season. I saw it. No, Omarion is not average. It was that one play he caught the touchdown, and then he acted like he was doing a jump shot. That dude it's easy to him. You just gotta get him the ball. It's easy. Coach even said he said, I don't know how you do it, but you do it. I don't know how you do it. It's all on film. You just go watch Bucky's film from that game. Type in Colorado versus what game was that? Uh, it was the game where they lost a 14-point lead and then lost by 14. I forget what game it was. I forget. They were up by 14, but they lost by 14. It was that game. And if you go look on how they lost, go look at the whole game again to find out how they lost, and you'll see it. I feel like you guys are here just to put that out there. Like, I'm not even reading your comment, yo. I'm not reading it because I feel like you guys are here to badmouth them just to put narratives out there. It's almost like somebody sent you. I'm not reading your comment, yo. Come on, man, because we know they're not average, bro. If you go back and look at the play, there was a play where he was wide open, but maybe he didn't run the route like he was supposed to. But the quarterback saw him. He was right. The quarterback saw him open and missed the throw. You guys don't know. You know what I might do one day? I might go back and do a recap on last season, and we'll watch together, and you guys will see it. You said check him out during that USC game. Yeah, you talking about Omarion. They forgot Marie because they talking crap about him too, talking about he average. They were sent. People sent these people here. That's why I don't really like I don't really like Colorado like that no more. I don't because they, you know what I'm saying, the representative, he talking slick. He's very condescending. You know what I'm saying? He's very condescending. And that put a bad taste in my mouth. And now all of a sudden the players are garbage because they leaving. So why you bring them in then for? You ain't say that when they were there. But obviously, yeah, you want or let me just say this. The first year, how many games they won the first year? 4? Was Travis and them garbage? Because they only won 4 games? No. Everybody ain't garbage on the team. Everybody's not garbage. In fact, I'm not gonna call no player garbage. You know how hard it is to play in the Power Four? Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do it. I'm not calling nobody garbage. Now, the quarterback, maybe it was just a new system, but is he garbage? No, because his resume speaks for itself. His resume speaks for itself. I saw what he did at Liberty. It speaks for itself. I'm not gonna get into it no more. I talked about it early on in the video. A representative from Colorado. He's very condescending. Yeah, you was sent. Somebody sent you. So I'm banning you. You gotta understand something, man. I'm retired. I'm that old that I'm retired. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally retired. I don't have to go back and forth. I go live because I like going live. I'm not going live to be stressed out. You know what I'm saying? This is just my opinion. I think he's a really good player. And you said he underperformed. And I said need to go look at the games again. The quarterback underperformed. Okay. But somebody sent you because you guys are trying to change the narrative over there because the shit stinks. That's why. Uh-uh. I'm not a part of y'all. I'm calling it how I see it. No, it's that's the other guy, his people. They send people because they try and change the narrative because they know they got pressure on them next year. That's what they know. I told you guys if he don't start off 4-0, I got my prayer rag out because they coming for him. You said JoJo is still above. Why you randomly say that? We're not even talking about him. We said earlier that they took his name off the portal. We said that already. But his name was in the portal. It was. But then it deleted. They deleted it. They deleted it. Well, it was on not the official portal, but on 3 and those other places. They deleted it. On 3 deleted it. So I mean, I saw his name there. I said, okay, he's in the portal. It's not a big deal. They delete his name. You said, I heard that the new director of recruiting wanted to play Juju, but the old director wanted to play Caden. You talking about the athletic director? Oh, the recruiter, the director of recruiting. Okay, but the old recruiter wanted to play Caden. Oh, someone in the chat asked. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. So the old no, that's up to Coach Prime. That's no. That's he's the head coach. He saw that that quarterback wasn't playing. That's on him. He decides who play quarterback. He's the head coach. Because if I'm the head coach, I say I don't give a damn if you want Caden to play. He's playing because he act like he looked like a deer in headlights. Okay, he looks like a deer in headlights. That was on Coach Prime. I don't care what the recruiter wanted. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking to you, Patrick. I'm talking in general. Now that's on Coach Prime, man. That's on him. And he said it he said it in the press conference, or maybe he was trying to be sarcastic. He said, "This is my fault." He said, "Don't blame nobody but blame me." No, that was his fault that that kid stayed in the game. Because if I'm the head coach, I'm shit. Andy Reid wouldn't have kept him in the game. He would have took his ass out. I'm like, he looking like a deer in headlights. He looking like he wasn't ready. So please put somebody else in. Please. Please put somebody else in. Please. And then when they put him back in, when the other ones, when they put him when Staub, whatever, they put him back in, he fucked up again. And they still kept him. Nah, that ain't that. Because if he wanted to give him a chance because he was a senior, he would have gave what's his name a chance when he was a senior. That's not it. He would have gave what's his name, the running back that transferred in from Kentucky. He didn't let him play not all that season. Not just maybe sparingly. That's it. He didn't even play him on pro day. Okay. I don't know what it is. Maybe because maybe he knew him. I'm not sure. Um Cavarcier smoke. No, that ain't it, man. If he feel like you can't play, he not gonna play you. I don't know why he played Caden so long. That's on him. He right. That's on him. That he played him so long because that messed him up. And the thing is, he may not have thought the other ones were ready either. Maybe it was off the field stuff, but he didn't play him. But maybe he think the other quarterbacks couldn't play either though. So he went back with Caden. Yeah, I know smoke you talking about. Yeah, maybe it was off the field. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, no, I'm talking about during the season, Brown Girl. I don't care if they paid him 850,000. They fucked off the season by keeping him in. And other players is like, hell, I'm done with it then. Like, because I would have been done. I'm like, yo, please take him out, or please talk to him. And the crazy part about it is he wasn't like that at Liberty. So maybe it was just the system or something. I don't know. Or the play. I think it might have been the play calling. I think it might have been the play calling. I think so. I think it might have been the play calling. You said they didn't pay Smoke anything? I think it might have been the play calling, guys, because there's no way he played like that because he didn't play like that at Liberty. He didn't. He was killing it. Yeah, that's a going rate for a quarterback anyway. That's actually low. That's like considered the low end on a quarterback. Quarterbacks is getting over 1,000,000. See, here's the thing though. Otis is at Ole Miss now. And did you know that he was good? He was doing good at Alabama. He shouldn't have transferred. He should have stayed at Alabama. I don't know why he came to Colorado. Alabama's the bigger platform. It's you know what I'm saying, if he can play there, then all of a sudden he couldn't play at Colorado. I don't get it. I don't get it, guys. I don't get how these players all of a sudden they can't. Was it the altitude? What is it? Well, he's doing enough. Maybe he's a good interviewer because now he's at Ole Miss. Maybe he's a good interviewer. I don't know. You said there's a quarterback getting 4 million for 1 year, right? Yeah, 4 million, 1 million, 2 million. Lagway was getting to like 2 million, 3 million, like 2 million or something like that. That for that last year at Florida. Yeah, these players are getting a couple million. I don't know how much their agents are getting. I heard some of these agents are robbing these kids blind. I don't know how much the agents are getting. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that he can't play, Patrick. See, that's the narrative that they're putting out there. We don't know why he's not doing it. Like, is it the system or whatever? He received an award from Coach Saban. He received an award. So he got some type of ability here. Was he injured? We don't know. Like why wasn't he playing? He received an award when he would Jai, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, he received an award when he was at Alabama. Coach Saban gives out awards and stuff. He gave one to Caden Proctor. He gave one to Caleb Downs. When he recognized certain things, he give you an award. So I don't know. Maybe he just I don't know. Sometime did he get a bunch of money and he just forgot how to play? 'Cause you know that happens too. You're not hungry. You know, you get that money, you're not hungry. I don't know. That's Coach Saban handed him an award. That's him right there. He's getting an award right there. He can play. Now, maybe he got some money and he just got lazy. That could happen. But now he might be now what happens is you got to hit refresh. We talked about Brian Howell in the beginning. You got to hit refresh. Um Maybe he got the money and he wasn't hungry or something. I don't know what it was. No, I'm not talking about Coach Prime Health. That's not what we talking about. Like, I know what you're saying, brown girl, like, but no, that's not it. I was just talking about the quarterback. Yeah, Coach Prime went through some stuff um in the off season, obviously, some unforeseen circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Life be life in some time. And he has some serious things going on. But that ain't got nothing to do with the quarterback though. You know, that's a separate issue. I want to know why the quarterback looked like a deer in headlights. He wasn't prepared or something. Oh, you responding to somebody in the chat? I don't know, Brown. I can't, I don't know. I ain't reading the chat really. I'm just seeing your comment. Oh, that's another thing. You reminded me. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. What do you guys think on that? Why was some players injured all the time? Because maybe you're not taking care of yourself. Like, I don't know. It's a dangerous game. You got to be really on top of your fitness. You know how Travis was getting all of the extra stuff done, the extra recovery stuff? That helps. That helped him play two both ways of the ball. You know, he got this extra recovery. You said the lights for Caden was too. You think the lights was too big? He almost beat Georgia Tech. They almost could have beat Georgia Tech. And then, damn, that interception hurt us when he threw that interception. I don't know why some players. I don't know why some players just. I don't know. I can't explain this one because you see he getting an award from Coach Saban right there in front of the whole team. He does that to players that stand out. When you stand out, then he gives you an award. He don't give everybody an award. He don't do it. He gave Caden Proctor one too that same time, and he gave Caleb Downs one. They should have stayed with Coach Mo for strength and condition. Where's Coach Mo at now? I think he moved to another team. And then the other strength and conditioning guy is with Coach Mo, the bigger guy. He's in the NFL. I think he with Jimmy Horn. You know, he with the Panthers or something like, or either with the Panthers or the Jaguars. So that's kind of a big move, right? He in the NFL now. Um, some of it has to do with the strength and conditioning. That's what people tell me. That's why I'm asking you guys. I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe it's the preparation. I don't know why they did have a lot of injuries. Yeah, UNLV is where Coach Mo is. Yeah, that's right. I don't know. What do you thinking is the strength and conditioning? Because they did have a lot of injuries. I think Jaheim was injured, and then remember the nose tackle they had. He got injured. Gabriel Lightfoot. He got injured. Um, so many people got injured, man. Like nagging injuries at that. Yeah, they had a lot of injuries this year. That also contributed to the losses. You know what I'm saying? You said Jordan Seaton lost too much weight and he got injured. You think he lost too much weight? He did. He did lose weight. He looked slimmer. Shit, offensive lineman, man. Yeah, man. I don't shit. He got injured too. Remember, he got injured. You said Coach Mo. Oh, is he? So yeah, man, they did. So hopefully this season they don't have a lot of injuries. You know what I'm saying? Knocking on wood. Hopefully they don't have no. And so that's why they also bringing in more people for the depth as well. So they're not done yet. And they're definitely not done. And they're not. And watch this. When more players jump in the portal after the playoffs is done, they still not done. They're gonna try to go for some of them too. I bet you. Yeah, he's getting everybody he wants because he's hand picking them. See, he didn't do that last season, and Brown Girl was just talking about it because he had to deal with his health. This year, he looking young too. He looking like he feel real good. So he's not letting nothing get past him. So basically, what he's doing is he's rebuilding a bowl team. That's what he's doing. They'll definitely get a. They'll definitely get to a bowl this year. After that, I'm not sure. Like, what do you guys think that? Well, we'll wait. I'll tell you what we'll do. Well, what I'll do. I'm just gonna wait until all the recruits get in house, and then we'll start looking at it because on paper he can build a team. That's not a problem. Now that he said, and he also said in the interview, he has the first and last say so. He has the first and last say so. So he definitely gonna get get what he wants. If he can get you in his office, he got you. That's just what it is. If you come up there for a visit, he got you. Yeah, you need to see how the team look together before making predictions. Yeah, but let's wait a while. I guess we can wait till after. I want to wait till after the spring game. um, he gonna build something, man. At least a bowl game. I can see that now. You saw his face after that game. It was when they lost, they were down by 40 at halftime. When I saw his face at that press conference, no, it was the second game. That game, he was like, damn. But the second game, he was just kind of looking like, just blame it on me, man. It's my fault. So yeah, like, and then but the last game, he was like, this the last supper. This the last. He said, y'all not gonna sit up here and ruin my good name. He said, this the last. It's not funny, but he was like, this the last supper, man. He said, nah, I'm picking all the players next year. I know that's what he was thinking. He said the players talk different than last year's group. I feel that too. I feel that too. You know what I see in this group of players? I see a lot of hunger. Okay. I see a lot of hunger. I see a group of players that they know that this is this is a big platform. And they've been watching the well-off media videos. You know they have. They have. And they want a piece of that. And one of the players' grandmother said, or mother said, I prayed that my son would come here. And she said, Coach Prime, I wrote you a letter, but I never sent it to you. And guess what? He's now playing for them now. See, that means something. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't think the defensive coordinator on the chopping block. He just needed to beef up the personnel. He need to beef up the personnel. Because now he got some linebackers now, right? He got Boo Carter coming in. He got two defensive backs coming in that are hungry. He's good. He's good. All he can do to beef up the defensive line, and he's straight. Yeah, they know they good already. They got the hunger and confidence. Yeah, they want it, Brown girl. They want it. They want it contextual. And they know they're good already. Just like the kid that came up to him on the airplane. Guys, you know how crazy that is? It's almost like, you know what this is? You know what this is? The players, they're coming to help. This is the help that's coming. Because remember the first year. Okay, let me explain what happened. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm just gonna tell you. He got sabotaged. He got sabotaged. You know when it started? It started the first year. What happened was there was a bunch of players. They all got together and they said, we're gonna hit the portal before the spring game. I saw it because they went live and did it. They had a YouTube video. And one of the kids went to the University of Memphis. He transferred to Memphis. And I got in his comment section. You know what I said under his video? You're not going to have good luck for this. I said that. You're not going to have good luck what you're doing. Did you know when he had that total roster overhaul? When he had the total roster overhaul, he didn't tell all those players to hit the portal. He did not. He identified one NFL player. You know who it was? It was Jordan Travis. He identified him the first day. Remember when he had the Louis luggage speech? Okay, remember when he talked to the receivers? Go look at Bucky's video when he talked to the receivers. When he was like hunched over in his seat, he was looking at Jordan Travis. He was like, "Yeah." He was like this. That was pretty impressive, your numbers. He said, "What are you, a walk on?" He said, "Man, that's pretty impressive, man." He was like this. He said, "That's pretty impressive." He was looking at Jordan Travis. And what did he say that Jordan Travis did after the game this last season? He went to the locker room and found Coach Prime. He didn't even take his helmet off. He didn't even take his uniform off, and he apologized to him. Did you know if all those players hadn't have done that, and with the group that he brought in, he would have won the first year. He would have won more games the first year. He got sabotaged. And I believe, but check this out. When he got sabotaged, the help came again. He got help. Shadozi and them came. The reinforcements came. He got help. With Travis and them needed help. And the reinforcements came. And they got to a bowl game. So guess what? Here we go again. I believe he got sabotaged again. Yes, I do. I'm telling you guys this. And I hate to be a conspiracy theorist. Somebody in his inner circle fucked him up. Or maybe they didn't intentionally do it. Maybe they thought they knew what they were doing and they didn't. But guess what? Now the reinforcements are coming again. These players that he got coming in now, they really want to be there. They really want to be there. Did you know he met a kid on an airplane? The kid came up to him and said, "Hey, coach, I'm in the portal. I can play." He was like, "Yeah? Oh, yeah. You like that, huh?" He called on the kid. He was like, "Yo, is this kid can play? Let me know." He said the guy got back to him in 3 minutes. He said, "Coach, the kid can play." And then he went he went to the kid. He was like, "Look, what you gonna do?" "Oh, well, coach, you know what I'm saying?" He said, "No, no, no, no. What you gonna do? You told me, you sought me out. You know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do?" Now the kid playing for him. Those are what you call the help. The help is coming in because he needs help. He got embarrassed and they did it on purpose, guys. I honestly believe people even showed up to play for him to sabotage him. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Okay, that's how I feel. Okay, I know you knew it, but this is me. I'm saying it now. I honestly feel like he got sabotaged and somebody on the inside did it. And also, I felt like some of the players they purposely fucked up on purpose. That's how I feel. Oh yeah, he met with the Saudis. That was hilarious. So that's how I feel, guys. And you know what? I bet you he feel that way, but he can't say it. But I bet you he feel that way. And I'm gonna tell you something else that I saw. It was after one of the games. The players went live, and the way they were all looking at each other, I knew they were all going to hit the portal. It was reminiscent of the first year, where all the players that were at Colorado before Coach Prime got there, they all looked at they all went made a YouTube video. He said, "What you about to do? Oh, what you about to do?" That's what they were saying to each other. "What you about to do soon?" He said, "I don't know. It depends on what you about." They thought it was funny. And then I made a comment on the video. I said, "None of you are going to have good luck for what you're doing." And guess what? Jordan Travis apologized. He apologized to him because you actually You might want to ask yourself this. Why does Jordan Travis need to apologize? What did he do? All he did was hit the portal. What does he need to apologize for? Because he did something. And he thought he was like, man, I'm wrong about this one. And it's like, and then the guy that's sitting there now, the guy that's representing him now, is being condescending and stuff. I don't like that dude, yo. I don't. And it's putting a bad taste in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not in no place to be condescending to somebody that was playing with a broken hand, that really gave a damn. I could show you the video that he gave a damn. While everybody was chilling on the sidelines while they were losing, he was going around telling people, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do our fucking job. Let's go. He was the one that was doing that. And that's the one he's being condescending to. So yeah. So that's all I had to say about that. But yeah, the coach was sitting up there going through something and they tried to embarrass him. So yeah. So yeah. How do you know personally? You said big fact sheet. How do you know personally? Do you know somebody from the team? Are you affiliated with the team? I'm just asking because I might have questions for you. Because yeah, man, that was crazy. The thing is, nothing is perfect, guys, but it go back to what I said before. You don't want to burn any bridges. If you feel like you're not getting paid enough, just be quiet, do your job, and dominate, and then you're gonna get big money somewhere. And then it's like, hey man, thanks to coaches. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. But I gotta go and I gotta take care of my family. Man, they understand that. But we don't know. But like if that was the case, I want to say that. But yeah, this team here, like some of the players I'm hearing them talk, they hungry as fuck because they see the possibilities. They see the possibilities, right? And they want to go ahead and go get it. You know what I'm saying? They want to get it now. Like this opportunity right here. Because they probably thinking like, damn, we can turn this thing around. We can do this as a unit. You know what I'm saying? And then some of these players, they only got 1 year left. They trying to get to the NFL. This is a good place to do it, especially if you get to a bowl game. Because I remember coach saying one season, he said the most you see the players you see getting drafted, those are the ones that come from successful programs. He said it, so but I don't know why some things sometimes certain situations just don't work out for you. It's not always good to transfer and go to another spot, then that spot might be horrible, the one you're going to. Grass ain't always green on the other side. They just got to learn, you live and learn. They have to learn on their own. It's like, but they got to make the mistakes to learn though. That's the only way you're going to learn it. But they seem like they might have something this year. They might have something, you know. But yeah, them linebackers, I know they can play, especially the one from Texas. I know they can play. So they just ready to go. Ooh, Carter just need a fresh new start, and it's on at that point. Did they get that guy that Shadozi was like, go get him? Did he sign? It was a player that entered the portal and Shadozi like, you need to y'all go get him. And he like Shadozi size, man. He said, so Big 12 champs in 26. I'm not sure about that. We're gonna take it week by week. Shit, they only a few players away. He said he only needs 6 on defense and he needs 6 on offense to make something happen. Oh, they didn't get him? I forget the kid's name. Maybe they will. We'll see if he get a visit. If he gets a visit, they got him. If he gets a visit there. But this year for sure, he's back in the helm and he's back picking players. And he got his hand on everything. So he gonna damn sure get to a bowl game for sure. But damn, guys, there's so many players in the portal. It's more so than last year, I think. Because players are treating it like, especially like check this out. So the players that's in a JUCO, right? So there's steps to it. Because the kid that was doing the interview with Brian Howell, he was explaining it. So he worked his way up. But then he got with the team. He finally got with the team he was with last year. He was like the coach told him, you keep working hard and you keep doing what you're supposed to do, a big name is going to call you. A big program is going to call you. And guess what happened? Colorado called him. Oh, he wants to come, but they haven't offered yet. Man, you see how he looked? That looked like Chidozie, man. It looks like Chidozie, man. Um, we'll see. We'll see. It's still early. They got to the 16th. And then the players that compete in the playoffs, the finals, they have an extra 5 days after their season is over. But yeah, every time I look, and they like I said, they got the tight end that's coming in. Let me see. Let me see if it's right here. Yeah, Fisher Clements. You got him listed as on one site. They got him listed at 6'7". I think he's 6'7". Ezra Christensen. That's what I was talking about. I like his interview. He came in from New Mexico State. Yeah, I saw that. He saw a linebacker miss a tackle and then lay on the ground, and he said, "Next player." He said he just wanted him to get up and run. That's what he was looking for. And I think he said also, I think the player was putting out good film too. But he just wanted to see, like, when he laid there, he gave up on that play. Yeah, I think they at least they're gonna get to a bowl game, at least. We're gonna see. and then go from there. I could see Boo Carter making some really good plays, man, at his position. Then the other kid coming in on the other side, two linebackers and beef up the line. They straight on defense. Yeah, linebackers, they're good now. Defensive line is coming together. It is. Oh yeah, I remember that play. If Travis didn't run the ball carry down, I remember that. Yeah, sometimes you just it's the hustle. You gotta hustle. I remember that. That was the four in the year. He was like, he said, talk, he said, get at me now. But then the season after that, they did real good. But that ain't even it yet. He's getting ready. He's trying to get to the point where he on top of the Big 12. He's trying to get there. He's trying to get to that point. Yeah, I remember Travis chased him down. Yeah, I mean, all he need is 6 or 7 five or 6 stars on defense. They ready to go, man. Yeah, they definitely can. You talking about be at the top of the Big 12? That can happen. Like I said, every team starts out at 0-0. It's a new slate, so we gonna see. But yeah, we gonna see. It's they're not done yet. I mean, shit. January 16th, we still got a little way to go for all the news to come in on who they signed. They got a long guys with the way he's going. He got a full week. He got all the way till Friday for the players. No, this is for the players that want to get into the portal. Excuse me. For the players that want to, jump into the portal, they got till Friday. After that, we're gonna see more players coming in for sure. Because even though they're in the portal, he can still take them out the portal. So the 15th is when it closes for the regular players. Like that's not in the playoffs. But for the players in the playoffs, they get an extra 5 days after their season end. So he's still got a long way to go. You said Prom never had to coach Travis. Caleb Downs is the same way, contextual. Coach Saban said it. He said he tried to find something wrong with him. Travis is the same way. Those are rare type of players. He said he tried to find something wrong with the kid when his freshman season at Alabama. So they nitpicked. They tried to find. He said he couldn't find anything. He said the kid watched film. He knows film well. He hustles. He's at the right spot. He said he felt like he just nitpicking it, trying to say something to him. He said, and finally, he said he just started him. He had to start. He was like he couldn't deny him. He couldn't deny him. He was like he don't. He said it's very rare for somebody to come at that level already educated on the game. So it could have been he had an uncle or his dad or his older brother. Somebody taught him the game, like from an advanced level. The other player was like that was he was pretty much yeah, Travis was it. Travis see the game a different way though. He see tendencies. I remember he went to go watch his brother play. He showed the film. He was standing there watching his brother. He said, "Yo, you giving up the play. I see what you're doing. It's a run play. They're running it." He said, "I can tell by the way he's lined up that they're getting ready to run the ball." So he could see tendencies. So it's very rare. It's not rare, but all the good ones do it. They know it. You ever see you ever see Pat Surtain break down film? What is it? Is it Pat Surtain the second or Junior? Because I remember his dad, Pat Surtain. So I'm talking about his son, Pat Surtain. Is it Junior? You ever see him break down film? He got it from his dad. He had to have gotten it from him. The way he sees the game. Yeah, Patrick Surtain. The way he breaks down film is crazy. Oh, it's Pat Surtain the second. Yeah, you remember his dad played Patrick Surtain. Oh, he's the second. Okay. You see why Prime insulated Shadur's development. You said they would have wrecked his confidence a long time ago. Yeah, more than likely. Yeah. They tried to do it this season, but they didn't. They didn't break him. Let me ask you this though. Why was they targeting Shadur though? Like, what does he got to do with his dad? Why would they target him? You say he pulling a Kurt Signetti. He said he asked the coaches to rank the players from 1 to 50 after every season, and then they target the portal. He is doing that. That's what he's doing. He did it in Jackson State. You mean Kirk Signetti is pulling what he did because he's already done it at Jackson State. He did it once. He had a total roster overhaul. I'm talking about a full cleaning of the room and brought in all players and went to a bowl game. He sure did. I'm not talking about the COVID year. I'm talking about 21, 2021. Look at the 2021. He had all new players. No, Kirk Stignetti is pulling a prime. Prime was the first to no, he the first to do it? No, he was one of the first to do it because Lincoln Riley, he did bring in a significant amount of players when he went to USC, but not that many. Coach Prime wiped out the whole damn roster almost and brought in, I'm talking about all new players. And he did it. He handpicked them. And it all goes back to when he was an analyst. He used to cover the NFL combine. And he said, "Oh yeah, he's going to be good. He's going to be good. He's going to be good. He's a dog." All those players went on to be successful in the NFL. He wasn't wrong once, not once. So he knows how to do it. You say you hurt a man most by attacking his family. You started following during the second year at Jackson State. You started following. You missed the first year. Um, yeah, I don't count the COVID year because the season was abbreviated. His second year, third year, shit, he was rolling. So you right about that. You hurt a man by attacking his family. I honestly think that's what happened this season, and it's hard for us to prove it. But he was supposed to play Shador when Flacco left. When Flacco left, Shador was supposed to be the next man up. They knew that. Everybody knew it, but they didn't do it. That's what they literally effed. He literally effed off the whole season just so that he can prove a point. You found out about him by following Destroying. You said you knew Travis. You said, oh, you knew Travis. You said, so when Travis transferred, then you started following, right? Well off. You said his skill set is so high and he has that HBCU foundation. They still was messing with him. They still acting like he couldn't play. And then there was somebody that was following the program. They said he couldn't read a 3-4 defense. He had problems with it. And I said, I don't know if that's the case. I don't think it's reading the defense. I don't know. I don't think so. Um, he don't strike me as a type that don't watch film. I think he watch a lot of film. It's just that he didn't have the protection. And when you don't have the protection and you get beat up so much, you develop PTSD. That's why he had happy feet. Because he knew he was about to get hit. So it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard position to play, quarterback. Very hard. But think about this though, regardless of the fact, for him to play in an NFL game, there's not that many positions to go around the NFL, not that many quarterback positions. But he was able to start in the NFL. So he's already exceeded the average human being because everybody can't play in the NFL. He did. So think about how good he is. Despite all the hate from the coach, he still played. Yeah, he had different coaches. He had 4 different offensive coordinators, you're right. You said you saw him call that route to Isaiah Bond in the headset. Oh, man. That kid, let me tell you this. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think in the draft, right? I think they're gonna go after another quarterback. Excuse me, another wide receiver. They're gonna go after that wide receiver, and then they're gonna keep Shador. I would be like, the hell with Jerry Judy. Um, you said Browns media want him off the team, but guess what though? What does that mean for a team that needs him? They see his skill set. Yeah, he was better. Of course, yeah, he was better in OTAs. We all saw it. But they still didn't wanna play him. They still didn't wanna play him. I've been going hard on that team the whole damn season. I'm like, "Yo, it'll be next season too if they keep messing around." I know. Did you see when, Njoku was like, "He's him." Njoku was in back of him. He was talking to Bucky. I like Njoku because he always includes Bucky. You see what I'm saying? He don't just how the other player, they just walk by, act like, they don't see him, but they see him. Everybody watch Well Off Media. Don't get it twisted. They do. Acting like they don't know. But he always come over to talk to him. I like that. And Judkins, they always do it. And a few others. But I like Njoku. He was like, he showed Bucky his watch, because you see Bucky's jerk. Now, Bucky, let me just say this real quick. This man had on rings He had gloves on and still had his rings on. Man, Bucky fabulous, man. That's just what it is. Yeah, I saw the game when he was mic'd up. He's a leader. You said you feel bad for Jimmy Horn. You said he dropped that pass in the clutch tonight. Damn, I missed it. I wasn't even home. I missed it. I gotta go watch the damn, I missed that game. Damn, he did play. Did he get meaningful time? He did play? Okay. But yeah, man, I like Shador. Shador, he's a serious dude. Shador is serious. He really wants to do some things. And that's the kind of quarterback. He's a tough guy too. That's the type of quarterback you need. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants get him. Wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I know you like, well, they got what's his name? I know they got Jackson's Dart, but I'm worried about him. He took too many concussions this year. You can't have 3 concussions and be normal. You can't. Not in 1 year. It's not good. Either this kid need to learn how to slide. They need to put something in his contract, like a rider or something. Like, please slide. Do not try to take those hits unnecessarily. He don't listen. He doing, I guess, that's how he's always been playing. He need to learn how to slide. But he getting some good teaching though. Jameis Winston was there and Russell Wilson. So he learned from them two is pretty good. They got a good resume. So he got some advice from them. But if he gonna take over and be the quarterback for a few years, he need to learn how to slide. You said Andrew Berry just got 6 O linemen recently. Yeah, they got to beef up their O line. Their defensive line is great. Has anybody seen Dylan? He's there. He's there. He was he walked off he walked off after the game. His head was up in the air. He walked off after the game like, huh, let me get the hell out of here. That's how he was looking. Yeah, he just moseyed on off. That's all. He thought he was gonna get in the game. He was just Dylan was through with it. He was through. Dylan, like, you can have this damn team. He was through. You said Stefanski refused to play the old lineman Barry got during it. Yeah, he wasn't gonna play him. He wasn't gonna play him. You said his speech started sounding slower and slurred after that. I always get scared when, yeah, Brady's like that too. Brady had he put a story up on Instagram and he was playing this song and it was talking about I don't even want to live no more. And then he put hashtag 100. People had to check on him. Hope he not having no effects from football. No, Dylan is over with it, Patrick. He's over with it. He's over with it. He is over with it. He's through with this shit. Because you saw how he walked off the field after the last game. Let me leave Dylan alone, man. Yeah, Dylan was done. He said, I know in his mind, he said, they treat me like I wasn't a runner for the goddamn Heisman Trophy, man. He probably feeling that way, but it is what it is, Dylan. Yeah, Dylan was through. Shador mic'd up doing this thing. He's like, just get me out of here. Yeah, Shador need to slide too. He's another one that'll take a hit every now and then. He need to. No, he been sliding. He been sliding. He has been. I give him that. Did you see Boo Carter plays for a position? Cornerback, safety, wide receiver, running back, and punt returner. Punt returner. And he's a punt returner. He's what you call an athlete. You just label him an athlete. He don't have a position, just athlete. You said every quarterback has a backup. Dylan is no exception. Yeah, but see, Dylan thought he needed to be out there. I know Dylan, like, they got me effed up. That's how he walked off. You said Boo Card and the Go-Go would be crazy. That's what he trying to do. He trying to go ahead and buy himself a bowl game. You said Musgrave been correcting Shador flaws. Let me see. Yeah, he's been getting really good at his corrections. Yeah, he good. Shador's good. He good to go. Now he got an off season now to get prepared and probably working out with Cam and all them. Now they can share war stories, you know what I'm saying? Their first their first completed rookies. They're not rookies no more, actually. They're done being rookies. Now he's no longer a rookie. He got some he got some sweat in the game. Yeah. Yeah, he got some sweat in the game now, man. You can't tell him nothing now. Yeah, Kevin was messing it up. He said he did all that work on 12. Nope. 12 did that work. He handled himself well though. I give him that. He did damn sure. Even at the NFL draft, he handled himself well. Even after getting that prank call. Remember he got a prank call. He handled that well. And this kid got robbed. And he said, "Hey man, he said the right thing. Like, look, that stuff can be replaced. You know, people like him. You know what I'm saying? Like the regular fans, they like him. The kids like him. I remember, I'll never forget this, guys, when he was in training camp. Y'all remember this? The kid went up to him and put the dog pound chain on him. He said, "Here, this yours." Shador thought it was just for the photo. So Shador went to hand it back to him. He said, "No, that's yours." So what he pretty much did was he christened him into the dog pound. That's what he did. Kids like him because he's not one of those like athletes that, he tries to sign every autograph as much as he can. And kids just like him, man. It's almost reminiscent of when I was younger, when Prime was going into the league. We all loved Prime. Everybody wanted his shoes. Wow, look at this guy. He played for the Yankees and then he played for Atlanta and people that's how it was when when he was coming up. You said media asked him trap questions, but you see what he did, right? Yeah, you ain't gonna ask me all that type of shit. You need to go somewhere else with it. He said that 30 for 30 about Shador is gonna be fire. He said, don't let him win a Super Bowl shit. The way he acting, he gonna try to win one. Oh, that 30 for 30 would be fire. Just the stuff he had to do from year one. Because it was just designed for him not to win. It wasn't. It was designed. It was designed for him to crash out. But he didn't. Because he know he good. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he know he good. He in his mind, man, they fucking up. That's that's what he was thinking. He couldn't say it though. I'm glad Miles Garrett got his sacks, man. At least he got that. But anyway, guys, let me get out of here. Good talking to you guys. There's probably gonna be more players, man. They adding players every day, man. I mean, damn, they gonna add players on Sunday too. They working overtime right now. Players are leaving out, but wish Isaiah Hardge the best. He hit the portal and a few others. I would have liked to see him at wide receiver, but I think he primarily played defense, Isaiah Hardge. But hey man, shit. See what he can do wherever he's at. Run it up. He said, I want to know what the players thought of the whole sabotage. The first of this year. The first year was definitely a sabotage. It definitely was. Because the players, I remember they made that video talking about, well, where are you about to do? This is before the spring game. Before the spring game, they all hit the portal. He kept it rolling though. He's like, hell with it. We're gonna make it do what we do. But anyway, I'm gonna catch you guys later. Yeah, it's late here. I've been out all day, but it's like, man, I'm probably gonna crash out. But yeah, man, I catch you guys later. All right, y'all.